There are few IPs as synonymous with LEGO as Harry Potter, and the driving force behind this theme has been the modular-style Hogwarts castle over the past few years. We've had a few different iterations of this so far, and the last completed its run in 2022. But we are returning to Hogwarts in 2024 with the release of the Great Hall. Now this is going to be a little bit longer of a video, but stick around because there is lots to cover. Welcome back to Talking Brickheads. Let's talk about it. Released a few weeks ago on June 1st of this year, set 76435, the Hogwarts Castle, the Great Hall, is a 1,732 piece set which includes a great 11 minifigures, but will cost you £170, $200 or €200. Now while this isn't the first set in the new Hogwarts Castle modular series, it is the biggest so far, and it is the first which will make up the main bulk of what we would consider Hogwarts, ignoring the Owlery. Following up from the boathouse and the Owlery, like I said from earlier this year, this will make up what LEGO are describing as the most detailed Hogwarts ever. And after seeing this set in person in my local LEGO store, I have to agree. And I'm really excited to see where they are heading with this revitalized Hogwarts. So let's start with the outside of the build, beginning with the rock base. Now, is this the most detailed and best looking rockwork LEGO could have done? No. But would you have paid upwards of £250 to be able to get a really great rock facade? Also no. I have heard some people complain that they're disappointed by the use of the large rock pieces, but I actually think it was the right choice to make at the end of the day. This is a set which appeals to children as much as adult LEGO fans, and using these larger elements means they can keep the piece count and therefore price low enough to reach that younger audience. However, I think somewhere where LEGO should have added more pieces is the stairs which lead down to where the boathouse can be attached, because they're a little bit lacking. I would have liked maybe a bit more of an interesting shape rather than just the straight steep set of steps, and even just a handrail on the side of this one would have been a nice detail to add. But moving on to the architectural part of this set with the Great Hall exterior. This is by far the most film accurate Great Hall we have had, even more so in my opinion than the build we got in the £400 set a couple years ago. The roof details are great, and I really like how the designers have used different colours and shapes for the columns here on the outside, just to make it a bit more interesting and break up what would have otherwise been just plain nougat colour. This large window here on the end of the hall is brilliant, and there's a walkway wrapping around from that and leading us back to the courtyard in front of the doorway. The doorway itself is pretty basic, but the key part here is this amazing printed clock face, which is so detailed and I just really love it. The courtyard itself is a pretty good size, and you will be able to put a few minifigures inside. And while the walls are kind of bare, I really like the use of these dark bluish grey sloped pieces on the top, and it just caps it off, really making the build here look polished and complete. Finally, I do just want to point out that the tower on the side here, I really wish didn't have the stickers. I think they're too cartoonish, and even if they would just been printed on or just the plain nougat piece itself, I think would have been better than putting these stickers on there, in my opinion. Coming around to the other side of the set, and before we move on to the interior of the build, I just want to point out here that you can see 4 of these angled bar pieces, and I'm assuming that that means that this set is going to connect to the larger Hogwarts in quite a few different places. So it could end up being that the interior of the hall is actually hidden once the further sets come out later over the next couple of years. But the interior of the build itself, I have mixed feelings. At first I saw it and I was like, wow, this looks so cool. And I do absolutely love the way they've included the clouds and the moon in the ceiling with the floating candles against that dark blue background. It really fits considering that this is based on scenes from the first movie. And I think it also looks really great that we get a separate banner for each of the houses on the wall here, but they are stickers. I do have some real issues with the tables though. I just don't like them. I don't like the fact that we haven't been given any sort of proper bench build, and instead for the long tables, it's just these jumper plates. And then when you get to the teacher's table, they don't even get seats at all. So I get that the minifigures for the students are using the short legs which can't bend, so they wouldn't be able to be seated. but I just think it takes something away from the interior. From an aesthetics point of view anyway. I think it would have been nice if they could have used maybe a 1x2 plate just to raise the benches up off the floor, just again for aesthetics purposes purely. Coming down from the interior of the hall to the areas that are behind the rockwork from the front, and there are 3 spaces here for rooms which are going to be modular in themselves. This central part here I'm just going to quickly go over because it's a simple corridor, but it is used to display 4 of the new collectible portraits, which you will get 5 of in this set. But the 2 side spaces are really where it's at for this set. And the set itself comes with 2 rooms, which can be inserted, but you can also buy a separate set, that one being set 76431, the potions class, and that when folded up can also fit into the space. But the 2 included here are the Hufflepuff common room and the girls' bathroom. Now, the bathroom, of course, alludes to scenes from the Philosopher's Stone movie, or if you're across the pond, the Sorcerer's Stone movie, where the troll comes into the bathroom and starts smashing everything up. And you can actually reenact that scene here, as some of the pieces in the bathroom build are held on just by jumper plates, so they do easily come loose. And alongside this, you do get some nice little Easter eggs like the broken sink and water on the floor. Moving on to Hufflepuff's common room, and I think this is really fantastic. Above the fireplace here, there is the space for the final portrait of this set. And I think if you can manage to get a Helga Hufflepuff one, then it would be the perfect place to display it. The build for the common room is relatively basic, as it doesn't have any walls, but it can swing open for play. A feature which is also, I didn't mention, but part of the bathroom. It does feel well thought out though, however, and there's a lot of leaf elements throughout, and the colour scheme of the build overall really suits that green-thumbed essence of Hufflepuff. There are a few hidden Easter eggs in the build, a couple of which include what I'm assuming to be the Philosopher or Sorcerer's Stone here at the top, and a secret door in the rockwork which opens out and reveals a broom, which again I'm assuming alludes to the fact that this tower should be representing Filch's office. But we come on to the real highlight of this set, and that is the minifigures. We get our main 3 characters, of course, and there's nothing too interesting or new about these, so I'm not going to talk about them too much. But we will be getting 3 additional students, 1 for each of the other houses. And those 3 brand new characters are Slytherin's Daphne Greengrass, Leanne from Hufflepuff, and Terry Boot will be representing Ravenclaw. I think it's great to be getting some new characters, and the minifigs themselves are really amazing and they have nice printing. I just wish that they hadn't gone quite so dark with the Ravenclaw blue, as it's quite difficult to pick out from the black of the robes. As for professorial staff, we technically get a new Dumbledore and Quirrell, but the only differences are the colour of the robes on Dumbledore and the sash for Quirrell. So I'm not too sure if I can consider these really new, but they are great nonetheless. We are going to get 1 brand new professor in Septima Vector, and I quite like this one, especially the hat hair mould in dark orange for the first time here. In addition, there is another new character in the Ghost of Hufflepuff, the Fat Friar. Fat Friar? Fat Friar. Fat Friar. There we go. And he has been done really well. I love the little chubby cheeks they've given him, and I'm hoping that this is an indicator that we're going to get all of the house ghosts in this new wave of Hogwarts as the series releases. But for the first time back since the OG Harry Potter run in 2001 is the Mountain Troll. This updated version has so much specialized molding, it's incredible. The head is molded as one with the torso, unlike the cursed original, even though I do love him. And the arms and legs are really great molds, but my only complaint is I wish they had done a nod to the original and kept the fabric loincloth and jacket, as here it's molded, but it is forgivable. So overall, my thoughts on this set is it is really an amazing one, and I think it's setting such a great precedence for the upcoming modular castle, and it makes me excited to see how they're going to continue with these sets. And I'm also really hoping for new characters and more common rooms and house ghosts. I think LEGO Harry Potter is really missing these, and this is the perfect opportunity. I know some people are shocked by the price, but from my standpoint, I think they are trying to make a balance here between being in a price range that families are willing to pay for younger fans and the quality and detail expected from adult fans. Especially as when we start to think Harry Potter's overall fan base is now aging. No offense to anyone, but we 90s babies are now firmly in the workforce and making our own money. So don't come for me. I'm just saying I think LEGO are trying to cater for us and our new, maybe LEGO collecting or our detail-oriented sort of outlooks on LEGO. So they've made compromises, but I think it's okay. This really is a fantastic set. I'm so impressed with it. Looking forward to what's coming next for Hogwarts. I do think that I'm going to start collecting this iteration, but let me know what your thoughts are. And remember to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and happy building.